Hello and welcome to the second and not so long awaited part of Dragon Ball mod review. Today's episode contains spoilers for Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super. If you haven't watched the show or you just don't want spoilers, well, you may click off this video now. However, for everyone else, enjoy the video. Now that we have a lot of ki and a lot of abilities, we can actually have a look at the Kaioken technique and all of its different transformations. And also this. It's an MRE. It also stands for a meal ready to eat. You eat it, you get full and refreshed. It's just eating in Dragon Ball. I feel like you don't really need too much explanation as to what it does to you. Now, I have all the different Kaiokens, and when I press this, I have the ability of Kaioken times 1. Activating this will give me damage boosts and everything nice. However, it does drain my life. Now, thanks to the regeneration, I actually don't lose life, but if I was to take this stuff off, I would start losing it. Now, what I will say is this stuff looks really cool, and it's one of those things where, you know, this looks like actually like really cool. This also gives me extra ki, I'm assuming, so harder bigger damage with my abilities. Actually, while going through this, I think it would be pretty cool to go through these, which are the stuff I wanted to say for a little later. So we'll put the Kaiokens away and we'll have a look at those in a second, but for now we'll go through all of these. So we have 2 down here as well. I think I'm going to start with this side and then go over. It doesn't really matter which side I'm starting on because we're going to look at every single one of these. So we have the Radiant Javelin. And I don't actually know where this Radiant stuff comes from, but it's pretty cool. I won't lie. Oh, there was a 1 there. What does that do? Throws a volley of... Okay. It said 1, so I just assumed like... I don't know. And obviously you can fly while throwing this stuff, so it's pretty good damage. I would say that's pretty decent. It does consume a bit of ki, but thank God we have really good ki. Next we have a Kaioken Kamehameha, which is one of those things that I didn't actually think I'd have to use while not using the Kaioken. So if I go for this, it takes quite a bit of energy, thanks to the fact that we have great regen. It's actually pretty decent. Now, how far does this go is my question. It goes to 13, and then right there, it hit about 7 to 8,000, and then the normal one is about 2,000. So, I mean, it's a little spammable. It's pretty decent. I think that's one of the better ones so far, to be completely honest. Okay, next up is the Supernova. Now this is like a super version of the Spirit Bomb. It charges incredibly fast. And I missed the dummies. Let me try that again. I have to get a little further. Okay, so it's pretty damn good, to be honest. It's not one of those controllable things that you want, but I think it deserves a decent spot. And this can actually be upgraded, which we will get into in a second. It is right here. So yeah, there's that one as well. Next up is the Destructo Disc Assault. Now this does quite a little bit of damage, and the whole thing with this is there's quite, I don't know how, but it's like, I believe it's more than 1. It should be more than 1, but apparently it doesn't want to do it. I think it is supposed to be, but the issue with it is, again, it is incredibly slow. Although I think it's actually one of those things where, yeah, it's very early on because it's made from pure ki crystals. Actually, pure ki crystals seem to be around Pantera-ish, so Maybe it's not that early. So yeah, definitely not one of the cooler ones so far. So far, I'm a way bigger fan of like the 10 times Kamehameha. Next we have the candy laser. Now hopefully this thing is supposed to turn my enemies into chocolate. So hit that. I killed them, but they don't exactly seem to have dropped chocolate. Maybe if it's supposed to be if they don't die. Yeah. So if I hit them, it drops the chocolate. You eat that, it regenerates some ki and some health. Final shine. I don't know how far this goes. I didn't check. So we'll see. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Jesus. 16, okay. What happened? So I can shoot extra ones. Okay. I don't know if I was supposed to hold it. But yeah, it goes quite far. Next up is the upgrades to the Spirit Bomb and the Supernova. Now I'm gonna do the Spirit Bomb first because we did that one first. And like the Spirit Bomb, this took a little longer to prepare. Jesus Christ. And there's the 20,000, 30,000 damage. And then we have the Holy Wrath, which I think takes a little less time. It takes less time, and it also travels a little further, but you know, it's a little tough to calculate where it's gonna go. Now the thing that makes up for it is the fact that it is pretty damn fast. So yeah, it's alright. I would say I probably still prefer the normal Spirit Bomb because it just travels so slow that it does multiple hits instead of just one. And maybe if you stand here, yeah, I don't know. I think yeah, the Super Spirit Bomb, even though they do the exact same damage, they're pretty much the exact same thing. I prefer the Super Spirit Bomb, definitely. Alright, so next up is the Blinding Blade and the Black Powerball. Now I'm gonna do the Blinding Blade first because it seems to do a little more damage. Oh yes, and upon throwing it out, instantly it does a lot of damage. It just bounces between the two dummies and does very nice damage. And it doesn't seem to be draining my ki too badly. I mean, I do have endgame accessories, so there's that. And then obviously we have the Black Powerball. Oh damn! To be honest, I thought that that the Blinding Blade was gonna do more damage, but yeah, no, the Powerball definitely outdoes it. Even though it does weaker, even though it's a little weaker, it does a lot more damage because of its DPS. Now, if you combine them, I wonder. It doesn't exactly increase it by too much. But yeah, there's those two. Pretty cool. I actually really like this Powerball. Alright, now that we've done all of the moves pretty much, we can actually return to the Kaiokens. And next up is our good old Kaioken times 3. I don't know why we skipped times 2, but now we have times 3 unlocked. There you go. This does way more health drain. 7 health per second. Thank God it's only 1% of our health, and also we regenerate really fast. But key cost is 20% more, but damage and speed are also 20% more. So quite a lot of the effects, quite a lot of, you know, improvements to ourselves. Now I can instantly actually just click the next one, and hopefully if I press J, it transfers us to Kaioken times 4. This is a 9 per second, so we're challenging our regeneration now. This is just 30. Then we have times 10, which, there you go, 40%. This gives us really good speed, to be honest. But look at our health, it's starting to bug out quite a bit. And then times 20. This is our final transformation. 50% more damage, 50% more speed, key cost, and life drain. So lots of stuff. And then after that we can just press H and it powers us down. This one's for 2 minutes because we are incredibly tired. Like incredibly tired. Okay, so next up, now that we've checked out these cool techniques, because these are technically just techniques, these are not actually transformations. We do have transformations in the game. I'm gonna take out these weapons that we mastered over a little time, but time anyway. And I'm just going to go over and find the dungeon. Now, thanks to the flight, this actually won't take long whatsoever. And I will explain why in a second. Okay, so I actually guessed it perfectly, and we're at the right side of the dungeon, first try. So, just gonna get rid of all these pots. No one needs these pots. And if we turn it to nighttime, because I have time paused, turn it to nighttime, and we summon up the curse. There we go, we have Skeletron now. Actually, let me just show you. Let me take off God mode to show you how good the health regen is. I think that was also the reason why Kaioken didn't affect me, which I'm very dumb for doing that. So I guess that was a mistake I made. But we'll turn on the most damaging Kaioken at the end, and then we'll see how much it actually does it without the incredibly ridiculous health regeneration. Now, using the Super Spirit Bomb, which is probably my favorite, we can actually just swallow up the Skeletron, and once we've done that, we should be able to activate the first Super Saiyan transformation. There we go. Now once we've died, we actually awaken Super Saiyan, and then I actually don't need this, so I can just get rid of this guy. And now that Super Saiyan is active, we are losing ki incredibly fast, so I'm gonna actually equip this armor set. So now we're doing a little better on ki. It is still doing a lot of stuff. The Zenkai rune actually really helped me out on that one, because I needed to be revived for that. And it did just that. Now, the hair isn't actually glowing, which is a little strange, but I think that's just because of the familiar hair. So if I take that off, yeah, it does actually glow, which I think is really cool looking. I don't know about you. Okay, so now we can actually check this stuff, and it says Super Saiyan Mastery 4. So we need to work on mastering this form, and the best way to do that is to transform into it. Okay, so once your 10 seconds have passed, you can charge and then activate your Super Saiyan form. It looks pretty cool, but the coolest thing about this is that it's compatible with Kaioken, and then it's called Super Kaioken. Now, one thing that you need to do is open up your menu and look at the mastery. Now, we're at 5% mastery, but the way to get different versions of these forms are to get mastery. Now, there is actually a cheat item, I believe, and it's like this, and here we have everything. So I'm going to actually take out all of these. So instead of grinding for this, you can have a look. Alright, so this is the first one. Manually activates the Super Saiyan transformation cutscene and unlocks it. And then you get the mastery upgrade. This is and then this is the stuff for everything. Now, with God, you can't actually master this thing. Same with the legendary Super Saiyan stuff. However, you have different upgrades to the legendary Super Saiyan stuff. Now, next, technically, would be to spend a shit ton of time to get parts of the mastery, and then once you get that, you get different abilities. So now I have unlocked Ascended Super Saiyan, which means if I hold this, I can go Super Saiyan 1 and then Ascended Super Saiyan. This stuff gives me greater moves and less strain on my stuff. I can spam the hell out of it, and now I've reached Ultra Super Saiyan, which is the full mastery Super Saiyan, and this actually doesn't even drain that much ki anymore. It drains only half the ki, and if I activate Kaioken with this, which I can't at the moment, but if I do, it does actually take quite a bit less ki, not health but ki, yes. Now once you have mastered the Super Saiyan transformation, you can actually de-transform. You don't need to stay a Super Saiyan for too long, because once you have gotten the full mastered Super Saiyan thing, which I will actually transform into again. So Super Saiyan 1, Ascended, and then Ultra. This is maximum at the moment. And what we can do is turn this to nighttime, and then we'd have the mechanical bosses. Now, I'll just summon them all because I don't really have that long. Skeletron Prime, followed by the Destroyer, and then the twins as well. But the twins isn't here, and also I'm getting hit quite a lot, so I'm gonna turn on God mode just for a little bit. But the twins isn't exactly showing up here. But instead of crying about it, I'm going to get the eye, the mechanical eye, and just summon in the twins, because apparently Heroes doesn't allow the twins to be summoned. So let's say hypothetically we have all three of these. Now this is pretty dandy, and thanks to our flight we actually can do this quite fast. And I'm just gonna do this. Oh, I ran out of ki. That is not good at all. And this is a little hard to direct, so I'm actually just going to use the black powerball instead, which might actually just be doing so much more damage. There you go. Obviously these are just the mechanical things, so definitely nothing special here. I'm out of ki, which is not very useful, but there you go. And he's defeated. Obviously, what I just noticed is ki is actually a lot harder to constantly come by, but it wasn't too hard to defeat them all. And now that you've done that, we have, hold on, let's just get out of here, because there's a lot of people, or well, there's a lot of enemies, and I do not wish to fight them at the moment. But we are in hard mode at this point. And once we have Super Saiyan, and you have mastered Super Saiyan 1, not Ascended or Ultra Super Saiyan, you can unlock this form. Now I don't actually have it just yet, but I do have a thing that gives me the ability. So this is what it looks like. Now I do like the sound effect of it. Very cool. I will not lie, this is really cool. I'm a bigger fan of this. Now once we have done this, I don't think you can actually, you cannot go into any Kaioken forms while this is active. However, that doesn't really matter since you've already reached this point. And then you can master this. There's no special stuff, but it gives me mastery over this. So once I've reached full mastery, I can actually go into Super Saiyan 3. Okay, so one of the cool things we can do is, this is something I kind of skipped over, but if you summon in the Eye of Cthulhu, and obviously you gotta kill him, but once he's dead, we get this really cool ability that I haven't actually showed you guys yet, and it is these bad boys. We use the Dragon Radars, and we obtain every single Dragon Ball. And upon getting them, oh, there you go. And now we get one wish. So we can choose all of these. Now this is power. Wish for a permanent increase in maximum health, key damage. Limited to 5, wishes left 5. Wealth. Gives me a lot of money. Immortality. Infinite life. Reviving at full life. For the next 3 deaths. Wish limit 1. Generic scroll. Wait, no. Generic reroll. You get 2 different abilities, which I will go through in a bit. This, which we have not got, which has not been added yet, and the awakening, which awakens your latent power, unlocks the next available form. Now this is what you can use to get Super Saiyan 3, but there's also another way to get him. So we're going to choose the generic scroll for this, or generic reroll, and what we get is, as you can see down here, Prodigy. Truly, you are a truly gifted fast mastery gains. This is incredibly useful for getting mastery. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to be a master, and you're supposed to become Super Saiyan 2 and go and die to the golem. And now once you die to the golem, I think I think I might be able to awaken him right here and die to him here. So if I go golem, if I die while I'm in my Super Saiyan 2 form, I get my Super Saiyan 3 unlocked. And then obviously, this is one of the stronger forms. Very cool. The only issue is if you look at the key drain, this is like the biggest key drain that you can get. And the best thing to do here is constantly be looking out for your key and constantly be healing with it. Now, once we have done that, we have the final piece of the monkey, and this is the best form you can get, and this is how it works. When you kill the celestial pillars, you have a 10% chance for a godly spirit to drop from it. Upon picking it up, there will be a short transformation scene, and you will become a Super Saiyan God. Okay, so this is what you want to be looking out for. Now, I'm just going to give it in. So every time you do a lunar event, you technically have a 40% chance of getting Super Saiyan God. But what you do is, when you pick this up, because it's technically supposed to be like that, you do that. And pretty cool effect. And then finally, you have unlocked Super Saiyan God. This has a really cool sound effect, and also gives you incredible damage upgrades. And this is the greatest transformation you can get in the game at the moment. They haven't added Super Saiyan Blue or anything like that just yet, but that probably will be making into it. Now the key drain isn't incredible, it isn't that great, but it's bearable. And also, the fact that we get that much damage is kind of busted in my opinion. However, this is not the last transformation you can get. There are two more that I think you can see right here. Now, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to do rerolls. So if I get Dragon Balls, let's say you've gathered all the Dragon Balls again, and you go for this, and you go for another reroll. This time we are we have got the legendary. This gives us incredible ki, great speed. I mean, that's really good speed. And we now have a completely new route. So the legendary Super Saiyan stuff is the same as Super Saiyan 2, so we'd have to go and kill the mech bosses again, and then they'd give me the ability. Now, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do one of these, and this is the transformation. I think that's pretty cool. I'm a big fan of Broly, and this seems to be just quite a stronger version of Super Saiyan, to be honest. Now we do have, the good thing about this Super Saiyan transformation is we still have our ridiculous ki. Okay, so to get this is a little harder. We have to do Duke Fishron instead of the Golem. And we have had to achieve the legendary Super Saiyan 1, which we already have. So every 5 seconds that we are below 10% health, there's a 12.5% chance that we will awaken legendary Super Saiyan 2. Now this is kind of interesting to try to get, but it's one of those things where you kind of just have to go along with it. So for this, we have to be here, and we have to go Duke Fishron. Duke Fishron. And we just have to kill this guy. Now, due to this transformation not exactly being the strongest, this isn't the fastest process, but we can actually speed it up if we get maybe a stronger move out. Well, let's just use this for the sake of consistency, I guess. There you go. Now that we've killed them, every time we are below 10% health, there's a chance that we'll awaken it. Now, there is a 12.5% chance that we'll awaken it, but the issue is that that is still going to take a little while, and this video has taken me forever to record so far, so I'm just going to use the test item. This is what it looks like. And I think we were supposed to actually have Super Saiyan 1 active to make that look cooler. However, I think it's pretty much the exact same transformation. I think this review hopefully was a little better. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Somehow I summoned the Queen Bee, but do not mind that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you did like, please be sure to give it a like. I appreciate it. I appreciate when you guys like, when you guys subscribe, do that stuff. And I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.